immediately starting out with something I've never seen before in Disney World, which is saying something. This is EPCOT right now. It is currently 9:14. I don't know if you can see my watch. 9:14, and there are nobody's being admitted at this time through the front gates. The lines are getting really, really wild. They are wrapped around in front of the Joffreys over there for all the main booths. They usually don't always have these ticket booths open. They're open with really long lines, but no one has gone through yet. Park was supposed to open 15 minutes ago, and I believe it did for the back gate because there are already folks in the park. Wait times are up high. At Remy's, they're already at 65 minutes. This throws a serious wrench in my plans. I was planning on rope dropping Impressions de France, which is a show that only runs until 9:30. It is 9:15. It takes about 15 minutes to walk back there. So unless we suddenly very quickly blaze through this whole line, I think we're gonna have to switch up our plan. They have come out and said they're experiencing a delay, a technical difficulty delay. They're not sure why. So nobody's been let into the park from the front gate this morning. I've never seen this happen before. This is not common. That definitely does change up what our morning's gonna look like, and it's probably gonna make wait times real wonky in this park since the regular pattern has been disrupted for all these people. All right, we're in. It's 9:30 exactly. Super delayed opening this morning. They started letting folks in around 9:20, and at 9:30, my line cleared enough for me to get in. That was wild and not great for our ride challenge, considering we had something extremely timely to start with. Another negative to that is that the back entrance of the park appears to not have had those issues. So anybody coming in the back entrance was able to come in and get in line. Just some challenges. Those lines are already higher. For Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and Frozen Ever After are two big line challenges of the day. So I am totally pivoting what I was planning on doing. Originally, I was planning on starting with Impressions de France and then making my way through everything in World Showcase first thing so that we didn't have to backtrack. That's out the window for now. Instead, I am going to head to the Land Pavilion and hop on Soarin' Ever After. Soarin' Ever After. Instead, I'm going to head to the Land Pavilion and hop on Soarin'. That one can get a longer wait midday. I've seen it around like 40-45 minutes later in the day. I have no indication of how busy today is going to be. Disney expects it to not be that busy because it is a good to go day. It did not need reservations today if you require them. So that means Disney expects lower crowds. I can't tell because obviously it looks busy to me, but that's because everybody was kind of held at the gate and is right at the front of the park. So it's gonna take about an hour for us to be able to tell how busy things really are, and everything's gonna be wonky until then. Soarin' is listing a 25-minute wait. I think that is worth doing now, especially because hopefully it won't actually be 25. EPCOT is laid out as a bunch of different pavilions. We are popping into the Land Pavilion. Now typically, this is not what I would recommend heading to first thing in EPCOT. If you are rope dropping EPCOT, I'd recommend heading to Remy's Ratatouille Adventure or Frozen Ever After, or when it reopens, Test Track. Not open today, so it won't be on our list. Test Track is currently getting a bit of a retheme, refurbishment. Very exciting. So it is on an extended closure right now. Land Pavilion is themed to the land. Of course, it is home to 3 attractions: Awesome Planet, Living with the Land, and Soarin' Around the World. Soarin' Around the World is going to be our most popular attraction in here, although Living with the Land is also very popular. But we are going to head straight for Soarin', since that one's the one that could end up with a longer wait later in the day. Good to knock out for now. Soarin' Around the World is a simulator attraction that takes you soaring around the world in kind of a hang glider, airplane-esque theme. What are we up to, 30 minutes? Please don't say 50.
Oh, Soarin' is 50.
I think it says 50. We're gonna go look with our eyes. Oh, I'm looking with my eyes. We're going to Living with the Land. We'll knock out some of these other ones. Man, that delayed opening has gone ahead and put us straight into stress mode. Love it, love it. What a great way to start the day. Living with the Land is a slow-moving boat ride that takes you through the actual working greenhouses here at EPCOT. It is really, really cool and very, very popular. But it has a pretty high capacity, so you won't see it get long waits. I wouldn't wait more than 15 minutes for this one. You can usually get a shorter wait. This is probably actually going to be closer to 10 minutes. Soarin' still says 50. I got on the escalator. I actually want to go look at the line with my eyes. Living with the Land was delightful as always. Honestly, a great way to start my day. Not what I would typically pick, but that is the day. It's a challenge, and we're not buying Lightning Lane. We are not letting EPCOT strong arm us into buying Lightning Lane. We are doing this on the cheap, on a budget. And look, we skipped all that. We did not wait in that line. All right, yeah, we're gonna walk in because here's the thing. Soarin says stand by 50 minutes. They've got all these external cues out. We're gonna go see visually how long the line looks. Hi. Because, and this is something that it really takes time to learn, and I'm trying to point it out as much as I can in videos. I mean, it's pretty long. I don't know if this is 50. It could be though. Could be 40 or 50. I don't think now's the time for Soarin. I just don't think it is. So here's the plan. We're actually gonna go upstairs and do Awesome Planet, which is a little theater show. Again, not something I would do in the first hour of my park day, but our park day is wonky as all get out today, so we're gonna do it. I'm gonna grab a quick snack before we do so to eat while I'm waiting for the theater to open. We got 8 minutes until the next show. You can see because that's the Awesome Planet Theater up there, and they actually post the time to next show right outside of it. It's easy to spot. Sunshine Seasons isn't fully open, but they actually open with a grab and go, like immediately. The same thing when they close later, they leave the grab and go open. What am I in the mood for? I got a blueberry muffin. I feel like I should have gone Uncrustable. It's a little dry, but it's all right. Awesome Planet is a really interesting show. If you like the Planet Earth documentary series, then this is I think you'll really like this. It's beautiful. Beautiful images of the planet, and the plot of it is that basically Ty Burrell, is that his name, from Modern Family, is selling the planet. Like, he's like a real estate agent selling the planet, and so it's kind of got like a funny script, but then it's ultimately about how we need to take care of the planet, love the planet. It is not one that is a must-do that I recommend seeing often or anything like that. Because it is just probably not the one your kid is going to remember forever. There's a lot of fun stuff to do in EPCOT. But if you have the time, or if anything I've said really strikes your fancy, worth seeing. Really well done movie. They even have some effects, like the northern lights will sort of flow throughout the room instead of just being like on the screen. They do like green lights and stuff, so it's cool. I'm trying to see from here. Soarin still looks poppin', to be honest. I didn't want to backtrack today, but I do think in general our day has gotten a little wonky thanks to that delayed opening. So I think some backtracking will have to happen. It's dropped to 40, so we'll give it time. Waits are pretty long. We might go, wow, waits are pretty long. I was gonna say we might go do the Seas, but that is a 30-minute wait, the Seas. So realistically, instead, we might start World Showcase. A lot of shows in World Showcase that are going to take up a lot of our time, and hopefully we'll let some of these early morning waits mellow out. Even on a day where EPCOT does not have a delay like it did today, Rogue Shop and EPCOT works a little bit different than the other parks. That first hour of the day is actually the longest line skip because EPCOT has a lot to offer beyond the rides, and there aren't that many rides. So a lot of folks come, blast through the rides first thing in the morning, and then head to World Showcase to do the Food and Wine Festival and things like that. So the rides actually get longer lines in the morning. They can stay long in the afternoon sometimes, but typically they start to drop a bit. For instance, right now, the Seats with Nemo and Friends is 30 minutes. That will be 5 in probably 2-3 hours. So we're not gonna do that. I gotta come back over here to do the Seas anyway. So we are instead going to head into World Showcase, start doing some of the shows, and let the crowds kind of mellow out, end up where they're gonna be. Slipped into World Showcase. We're gonna do a lap. We're doing everything in the lap in one go as long as nothing goes down. So that later the only thing we have to do in World Showcase is Impressions de France, which does not open until 7 p.m. So I was hoping actually to kind of have a faster pace, be able to do this in an amount of time that might let you park hop and still do a lot of fun stuff maybe over in Magic Kingdom. Still doing everything in EPCOT pretty fast, but with that delayed opening, don't think I'm gonna get to show that because Impressions de France doesn't start up again until the window of 7 to 8:45 p.m. So that show only shows from 9 to 9:30 and 7 to 8:45. The rest of the day, it is the Beauty and the Beast sing-along. So we are gonna have to catch it at the very end of the day, and that will mean making a trek back in World Showcase, but just around France, which is 3 countries. from the front of the park so they're not horrible. We're in the Canada Pavilion now, where we are cruising towards Canada Far and Wide. Canada Far, oh, our timing is very good. The show starts in 3 minutes. Canada Far and Wide is a continuous running movie, just like we saw Awesome Planet. We're having a bit of a movie day. That shows you all around Canada. Really beautiful show. I've been to Canada a few times, so I really like seeing the show. Hi! Hello! But it's a really beautiful show. Really beautiful scenery. And I'll tell you one thing. If you've been drinking around the world and you're ending in Canada, as you rightly should, this show can be really wild. Wonderful Canada showing. Very nice. I realized during my no sleep challenge that EPCOT is kind of like a spa. Almost all the attractions here are like incredibly relaxing, which was a major challenge during my no sleep challenge. You might be able to put those two together. You can watch it on the channel now. Canada's one of them. I think now we're heading to France. This is where we're gonna have to be later because that's where Impressions to France is. I'm gonna go ahead and knock out Beauty and the Beast, sing along, and probably Remy, honestly. I am gonna go ahead and stop by this Joffrey's kiosk, grab myself a coffee because you can bring food and drink into the Beauty and the Beast sing-along theater. And if I have a long line for Remy, it would be nice to have a coffee. Got a coffee. Had to brave the bees to do it. One thing about EPCOT Joffrey's is for some reason locations here tend to have bee issues. Not all of them, and usually the one in America doesn't have bees, so if you're really scared of bees. I'm actually really scared of bees, but the Joffreys have bees around them so much that I am not scared of the bees at Joffrey's. I think they just want a little sugar. But sometimes they'll give you, they won't have syrup because of it, because the bees are just getting out of hand. I don't know. Interesting. Joffrey's bees. No attractions in the UK Pavilion, so cruising on to France. Beating this thing along, it's at 10 minutes to next show. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is a 60-minute wait. I don't really want to wait 10 minutes for the Beauty and the Beast sing along when maybe I time it a bit better after Remy's. Maybe I don't, but maybe I do. And then Remy's, I don't feel like it's going to get much higher. It could go lower, but if it goes lower, it also might be hard to catch it going lower. So I might just go ahead and get in line for Remy's. An hour is probably the maximum that I would ever wait for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. But today, I was trying to be realistic about getting stuff done without doing a ton of backtracking. All right, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Dark ride takes you down to the size of a mouse, rat. And then you explore Gusteau's kitchen, Remy's restaurant, Gusteau's restaurant. Lots of fun. 60-minute wait. Again, do not wait longer than 60 minutes for this. You'll be able to find it at 60 minutes or fewer. But this is a newer ride, one of the most popular rides in EPCOT, so it does tend to hold at a longer wait. This and Frozen Ever After are hopefully going to be our only two long waits of the day. Would have been nice if we could rope drop them. You also, of course, can ride these right at the last night the park is open for a shorter wait. But unlike Magic Kingdom, EPCOT doesn't have a parade in the middle of the day where you see wait times drop. You might see wait times drop around lunchtime, around when the festival booths open at 11, which is now. But you really don't see wait times drop as much in EPCOT. And EPCOT fireworks are typically after the park closes. So you don't even get that fireworks time where if you're willing to skip fireworks, you can ride rides during that. So we'll see if this is actually 60 minutes. We are just about at the front of the line. I don't know, it didn't feel like an hour, but it might have been an hour. Let's find out. I got in line at 11:13, it is 12:01. So really, we're looking more at about 45 minutes, which is better than an hour, and the wait time has gone up since we got in line. So I think we made a good call. About 15 minutes for Remy's. fun ride. My favorite part is when you can smell the food in the kitchen at the end. But the line is actually, it looks the same as when I got in it, but it's saying posted 40 now. I imagine it would still be a 15-minute wait because that's how long I waited. It did pop up to 70 there for a minute, which would have been what it was if I had done Beauty and the Beast sing-along first. So I still think we made the right call there. Now, I am gonna go to the bathroom. And then after that, we're gonna do Beauty and the Beast sing-along. I need to check what time American Adventure is because that's a tricky one. They have show times about every hour and I wanna make sure we can catch that one at a good time. So there is an American Adventure starting in 5 minutes, which obviously we're in France and not America, so we're not gonna be doing that one. The next one after that is at 1:15, which is in 45 minutes. That's not great, but it's not horrible because there is a 16-minute wait for the Beauty and the Beast sing-along. So we are gonna hang out here, do that 16-minute wait, watch the 20-ish minute show, 20-ish minute show, and then walk over to the American Adventure and do that show. So we're just in Shows City right now. I killed about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long it was. And now we're about to head into the Beauty and the Beast sing-along. This is a really cute show. It is a Beauty and the Beast sing-along with a bit of a spin on the story where LeFou is a bit more important than he was in the original animated film. Super fun though for kiddos. My favorite thing about, I am ready to sing. My favorite thing about this theater actually is the exhibit right when you come in, which is French literature from page to stage. And it is a really, really cool exhibit that I drag everybody in to see whenever they come with me, because if you're a theater enthusiast, it's awesome. They've got actual props and costumes from different pieces of French literature that have been adapted for stage, like Phantom of the Opera, Les Mis, Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's a cool little exhibit. It's very easy to just step in and check it out. But let's go sing along to some Beauty and the Beast songs, shall we? Okay, I was unhappy with the timing at first, but now I'm happy with it. We are out of Beauty and the Beast sing-along. It is nice. I would say it's nice to have a rest, but that's kind of all our day has been so far, except for our long Remy wait. Everything else has been like, oh, sit in the theater, watch a show. Stand in the theater, watch a show. Ride Living with the Land. It's all very restful. We're walking over to the American Adventure Pavilion now. It is 12:59, so almost exactly 1 p.m., which means when we arrive over there, we should be in business to go right into the 1:15 show of American Adventure. Yet another restful show. As we walk, I am going to check out our wait times throughout the park, see if things have started to mellow out. It does seem pretty busy still. Now that the day's actually gotten going, you can see it's, a good amount of people in the walkways here in World Showcase. It is lunchtime. Another thing to note is we do have Guardians of the Galaxy on our docket today, another extremely popular ride here in Epcot. This one, however, does not have a standby line. The only ways to ride it is either by paying to skip the line, which we are obviously not doing, or using a virtual queue. Now with the virtual queue system, you do have to join that virtual queue at either 7 a.m. or 1 p.m. If it is 7, you have to have valid admission to Epcot, including a park reservation if you require it. And at 1 p.m. you have to be in Epcot to join the queue. You have to have scanned in. I got the 7 a.m. one this morning, which means at 6:55, I woke up and I modified my party to include just me, since lots of my friends have access to Epcot today. Once my party was ready, I basically had the clock app up in another app, and I waited until it was about 10 seconds exactly before 7 a.m. And then I swapped back to my Disney Experience app, and I refreshed right at 7, got boarding group 25, which is pretty darn good. Interestingly, our boarding group has already been called for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Now, with virtual queues, you do have an hour return window once your boarding group is called to get back to the ride. With Guardians of the Galaxy, they are not particularly strict about that return time. So if you are a little late or a lot late, they will typically let you in. Now, if it is your number one priority, you absolutely have to do it. I would not bet on this, though I have never personally been turned away for being late. It technically could happen, and it is up to cast members whether or not you can enter if you are late, and sometimes there might be extenuating circumstances that means you cannot. So if it is 100% a must-do, go during your 1 hour. I, however, have let mine expire just because we've had some other stressors this morning, and I am banking on them letting us in late. I think they will, so we'll see once we get around there, but it just did not make sense for us to dart that direction when our group was called. I am hungry now, and I'm rubbernecking the Japan menu. I got 15 minutes till the show starts. Is that enough time to eat a chicken teriyaki bun? Maybe. Okay, I got my chicken teriyaki bun. Oh, good. Unrelated to the subject of this video, but I've really enjoyed Food and Wine a lot more this year than I have at least the past 2 years. And I think it's because they made the festival shorter. I think it meant they could have a little more attention behind the food. I've noticed better kind of quality, consistency. This, amazing. Also, this is why I love festivals. Like, this is a little under $8. It's obviously expensive for the size it is, but I love that I can get like a more inexpensive comparatively to like a full lunch portion, little protein-packed handheld snack that I can eat in 10 minutes before the show that I need to go see. So I just love that. All right. Show starts in 7 minutes, 8 minutes. So the American Adventure is really an awesome show, in my opinion. This one absolutely is a must-do. I don't know that a lot of folks will agree with me on that, but I think you need to see it at least once. It is a show that takes you through some of America's history with a lot of really cool animatronics of historical figures telling a story. It's hosted by Mark Twain and Benjamin Franklin, and you'll see lots of different moments from history come to life through these amazing robots. If you are a history buff, a robot buff, or just need a break in the middle of your EPCOT day, which you very well might, the American Adventure is your go-to. Great for a nap, very comfortable seats, and sits right in the middle of the World Showcase, which means right in the middle of your drink and eat around the world, which means right when you're getting sleepy. You can come for a nap, or you can watch it, because it's really good. I do recommend arriving for American Adventure a couple of minutes early. They open the ropes and let you head upstairs to the show about 2 minutes before show start. And in my experience, they will close those ropes right at show time. So you have to have enough time to get upstairs. So just arrive a couple of minutes early. Okay, it is raining. I'm actually going to pop into the main building, which is where Voices of Liberty perform, because I can sense something, a disturbance, before we move on. Oh, there it is. That's the disturbance I sensed.
That's how you win it. Is that the lyric? They just did Newsies.
They did.
Oh, very fun, very fun.
We cried.
Oh, wow. Okay, said hi to friends. Only delayed like 5-ish minutes on the challenge. I like talking to them. And also we filmed a funny reel. If you ever want to see the funny stuff we work on for shorter videos, we do post them here on YouTube in our shorts, and you can check them out. We also post them on Instagram and TikTok. So you can follow us at both of those places as well. All right, we are passing through Italy, passing through Germany. Neither of these countries have attractions, although Germany was actually supposed to have an attraction originally called the Rhine River Cruise, which would have been a slow-moving boat ride throughout Germany on the Rhine. That sounds so nice. I love a slow-moving boat ride. So pretty sad it never came to be, but there actually is a wall in the back of the Germany Pavilion that if you knock on it, it's hollow, because that's where the ride would have been. So that's pretty cool. Well, we are now cruising through onto China, where our next attraction is. It's another one of those films, little movies, Reflections of China. This one is going to be like Canada Far and Wide, where it does kind of surround the whole room that you're watching in. Super pretty. This one's a bit dated. And actually, they were supposed to replace it with a film called Wonders of China. It was announced prior to the COVID pandemic and just never came to be, and they haven't really mentioned it in several years. It's remaining Reflections of China for now. We'll, of course, let you know if we get any update, but it's been about 4 years since the pandemic started, so we'll see. But Reflections of China, the theater is inside. The air conditioning is crisp, and go ahead and watch it. I got here about 15 minutes before the show starts, which is not ideal, but Frozen is my next stop, and that girl is sitting at a clean hour right now. So, you know, what's extra 15 minutes? It's really busy today, and Frozen Ever After's line, I believe, is coming out here. I don't think this is for Akershus, which means I think that's Frozen's line. Ooh, okay, so saying is 60 in the app. Everything is still long in the front of the park too. I mean, Soarin has been sitting at a solid 50 all day, and the Seas is sitting at 40. 40 minutes for the Seas. Spaceship Earth is down. Oh, I don't know. Maybe I get lunch and wait in this line with my lunch. Oh man, this is tough, you guys. Busy days can get ya. I don't usually recommend lightning lane in Epcot, and I probably still won't. I probably still won't, even with a busy day. But you can see where there would be some benefit here. I popped one Pavilion over to Mexico to get my lunch. I'm just gonna get a little. Oh man, I could go for corn on the cob, but it's too messy. I'm just gonna get myself something that I can grab and eat. Maybe the empanadas, maybe the quesadilla, probably the quesadilla, and a margarita for the line because it's Epcot. So even on a ride challenge day, we get to have a little fun. Hey, super easy, literally 5 minutes in and out. For quesadilla, delicious, comes with salsa verde and elotes on the side. We've got my pineapple margarita, so I think we have a line kit set. This is gonna be the best line wait ever because of this. Thank you, shows up. This is where the line is, all the way out here, for real. There's our end of the line girl. So it says 60 minutes, we'll see if that's true. Exactly 57 minutes, so 60 minutes was pretty spot on for the posted wait time. Guardians, it was my favorite in Epcot. I do, of course, miss Maelstrom, don't get me wrong, but I do love the Frozen ride. It makes me feel like a little kid again. We are now one ride away from being done with World Showcase except for Impressions of France, which we can't do until 7. So it's taken us a good while. The thing about Epcot, there's not a lot of attractions, but if we do the shows, they take a lot of time. So that's just sort of what we're dealing with. Got Grand Fiesta Tour. I do need a bathroom break. I keep getting in these hour-long lives. Apparently right when I need to use the bathroom. So we're gonna do that. Then head on to Grand Fiesta Tour. We have made it through the bathroom. An important challenge. A challenge of any park day. When and where to go to the bathroom. Norway's a great spot to do it, actually. Great bathrooms in Norway. Grand Fiesta Tour is our next stop. It is the attraction, the Mexico Pavilion. It is what it sounds like. It's a fun tour of Mexico, but with a twist. You are alongside the three caballeros, and Donald has gone missing. That silly duck. So we're looking for him with Jose and Panchito, and you get to see a show by the three caballeros at the end. Very sweet, fun ride. Not exactly like something you'll necessarily want to like seek out as an I must do, but it is a must do in that it typically has a very short wait. It's a fun boat ride. Why not? Right now it's posted at a 15-minute wait. Hopefully that's more like 5 or 10 because 15 is a bit long for Grand Fiesta Tour, but as we've seen today, kind of the name of the game. Luckily, wait times in the front of the park have started to drop off. Soarin is down to 40 for the first time today, and we're no longer seeing those egregious wait times at the Seas with Nemo and Friends. It's down to about 10. Which is what I'd expect of the Seas with Nemo and Friends. 9 minutes, and we're gonna vote. We are off of Grand Fiesta Tour. It was only a 10-minute wait, so that one's always a short wait, unless something's really going wild. Except for our After 7 show, that is World Showcase for us, so we are headed into Future World. All right, we are to a much more chill front of the park than when it was than the way it was earlier. Made it to Mission Space. Mission Space is a simulator attraction that makes it feel as if you are launching into space. It is very intense. They actually have two versions of the ride, an orange version, the Mars mission, and a green version, the Earth mission. The orange mission does have spinning. You don't really know you're spinning, but it inflicts G's on you. It's pretty intense. So if you have any motion sickness or especially like claustrophobia is actually bad on both versions of this ride, you might want to be wary. If you are in doubt, try the green mission. Orange mission tends to have a longer line. A 15-minute posted wait usually means a walk-on. 10-minute posted wait usually means a walk-on. Both versions of this ride are technically the same attraction, so we only have to do one, and I'm going to go for the Earth mission just to maybe save us 5 minutes if the waits are accurate. Yeah, it looks like both the orange mission and the green mission are walk-ons right now, which is pretty typical later in the afternoon. I do recommend if you are here in Epcot on a busier day, you see those wait times in the front of the park spiking up high. Get out of the front of the park, head into World Showcase. Usually people start their day up front. If you can instead come to the front of the park later in the day, you'll often see those shorter wait times. Now we're gonna head to Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which again, we don't have a standby line for. We had a virtual queue earlier. We were very late for it. So everyone cross your fingers that nothing has changed and they still let us in. Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is a Guardians of the Galaxy themed roller coaster. It is an omni coaster, which means your ride vehicle can swirl at 360 degrees. Very cool. Very fun. Feels like flying through space. Can be motion sickness inducing, so just a warning with that. And there are six different songs you can get when you ride. My favorite is Everybody Wants to Rule the World. We moved up through the observatory room. We're now in the exhibits room. So just once we hit that wall over there, I see that one, we'll go into the pre-show room. It's moving. It's a longish line for this ride, but it's moving.
Greetings, Terrans. I am Nova Prime Irani Rayan, commander of the Nova Corps.
I waited 38 minutes to the pre-show, so not too shabby. That's on the upper end of what you'll wait for a virtual queue. I recommend going as early as you can with your boarding group because the longer you wait, the more likely there are folks like me who have gone a little late and the line can be a little bit longer. If you go early, you can wait 10, 15 minutes for this ride. So I do recommend earlier the better if you're trying to save a little time and don't have something else to be doing.
All the way to the Big Bang?
95% certain.
Which means there's a 5% chance we're just in a tunnel.
Alright, off the right, we got Conga. I like Conga. I don't get that one a lot, so it's kind of nice. It's just different, you know. Well, Conga's pretty high energy. I think it's probably my third favorite. I'm forgetting one. September, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Conga. I ran. Oh, Disco Inferno was what I was forgetting. Yeah, I try to block that from my memory. My least favorite. So I've been getting one way or another a lot lately. Yeah, Conga's pretty good. I would say third favorite. Maybe second favorite, but we can't say that because the September lovers will come for me. AKA everybody on Earth. Okay, sundown. We've got about an hour until Impressions of France returns. Bad news, I hadn't mentioned it yet because I was hoping it wouldn't be an issue, but Spaceship Earth has been down since I was at American Adventure, which is a long time. Making me a little nervous it's not going to come up by the end of the day, which would actually mean a failure for us since it was up for part of the day. With AllEars ride challenges, the rule is a ride has to be down for the entire park day for it not to count. So Spaceship Earth being down, it was up earlier, which would mean I failed to ride it. I'm not going to consider that a knock to my strategy or skills today though, considering it's actually really rare for Spaceship Earth to have an extended closure. It goes down sometimes, sure, but several hours like this is a little rarer. So anyway, Spaceship Earth, certainly a bit of a stressor at this point. We also still have to make it all the way out to Impressions de France, all the way on the other side of the park because of that delayed opening this morning, which is no fun. Right now though, we're gonna cross over and wrap up our Land and Seas Pavilion and go ahead and do the Imagination Pavilion. A bunch of attractions left to do actually, but we should still have plenty of time to do it. The park closes in 3 hours and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rides to do. Which is a lot for 3 hours, especially considering 2 of them are shows, which take like 10-ish minutes. Oh, and Impressions of France is very long. But I think we can do it. I think we've got it. Walk-through attractions don't count. They do have to be attractions that have like wait times or a show. But I will say, some Journey of Water would hit right now. You don't have to wait for walk-through attractions. Fun to want to walk through. Beautiful in the night with the lighting. But we're headed to the Seas with Nemo and Friends. 5-minute wait. This is what I'm saying, y'all. Do not ride this ride if it is a posted wait of 10 minutes or higher, maybe 15. But even today, which has been pretty busy. Hi, thank you. It's been 5 minutes for like the last hour or 2. And it was down at like 10, 15 minutes before that. So just don't ride this if it's 30 plus. It's a very cute ride. It is not worth that long of a wait. But it is a dark ride, slow-moving omni-mover attraction like Haunted Mansion. You sit in a clamshell, and you go through kind of a retelling of the story of Finding Nemo. Nemo's lost again, but this time he's kind of just playing hide and seek. Welcome to our show. It was a 6-minute wait. All right, we are gonna pop in to Turtle Talk with Crush. Hopefully get into the next show. Oh my gosh, what even am I filming? Sorry about that. I'm getting Turtle Talk with Crush. We're off the season, Nemo and Friends. Close to 15-minute wait. Looks like a good amount of people in here, which could mean our timing is good. Yeah, okay, this looks like our timing is good. Like they might be just about to let us into the theater, which would mean it was very much not a 15-minute wait, but we'll see in just a second. Hey, I've never had timing that good. 1 minute we waited in the room before getting to walk in.
I want to talk to a little human. How about this? Dude, who wants to talk with the Crush Man? Raise your hand, dude. Oh, dude, that is so funny.
Okay, time to check wait times because Soarin I saw spike up to 50 minutes there. Then it popped down to 30, so we just need to keep an eye on it. Make sure, yeah, okay, our timing is great because Soarin is now 15. This is why I did not wait the 50 for Soarin earlier. As it gets to the end of the day, Soarin really drops off. Typically drops off a little bit earlier than this, but even on a busy day, like today, we've seen Soarin drop several hours before park close. So we're gonna go hop in that 15-minute line for Soarin, get that one knocked out, and then we will just have the Imagination Pavilion and Impressions to France and Spaceship Earth, which is still down. So everyone cross your fingers, Spaceship Earth comes up so we get our win. All right, 15 minutes for Soarin around the world. We're gonna fly around the world over some famous scenes. There are smells. 15 is a much nicer wait for this than the 50 it's been sitting out all day. Let's see what visually the line looks like. As a difference, you saw what it looked like when it was saying 50. It was literally to like right here. And then when it was posted 50, I came and looked and was like, well, maybe it won't be. It was still, I could see it coming around this corner. That is not going to be the case, I think, now. And hopefully it won't even be in this long room. But we saw it about here also, the second time we checked. Yeah, look, walking right up to where they split you up into the different hallways. I do count the wait after you split into the different hallways because it can be a little bit of a while. And technically we haven't hit the pre-show yet, so we'll see how long we wait once we get into our hallway. But this is a much better wait than it could have been earlier today. All right, Land Pavilion check, Seas Pavilion check. Our remainders are Impressions of France, which is going to be back in 1 minute to being the show after Beauty and the Beast ends for the night. We also do Imagination Pavilion. We're going to do that real quick. I'm really hoping that Spaceship Earth comes up. It is still down. So here's the plan here, though. We got 2 attractions in the Imagination Pavilion. We have Journey into Imagination with Figment, and we have the Pixar Short Film Festival. I'm going to go check what time the next Pixar Short Film show is, or how long, how many minutes. Because if it's like over 10 minutes, I think I might be able to get on and off Journey into Imagination with Figment in that time. But if it's under 10 minutes, we'll go ahead and do that so that we don't get caught with like another annoying 15-minute show wait when, we've only got 2 hours left of the park day and we're continuing. Yeah, it's less than 10 minutes. We will, let's say 7 or 2 or slash, hard to say, 6, it said 7, okay. Wait for this one. Pixar Short Film Festival is probably my least lowest priority in EPCOT. It is very cute and it is a 4D theater, which is fun for sure because there's little elements of interaction with the theater. But you see 3 Pixar shorts and they sometimes change it out, but right now it's Get a Horse, Paper, and Feast. You can watch all these on Disney Plus, which is why it's just not my most must-do. Had a nice movie. My favorite one is Get a Horse because it's sort of like, it's like an iconic classic black and white Mickey short, but adapted to be 3D with some very fun surprises. I would say if you have repeat visits to EPCOT, it's worth doing at least once. If you do not have repeat visits to EPCOT, do not feel bad if you cannot make it a part of your day. All right, I checked about 5 minutes ago and Spaceship Earth was still down, but let's see if anything has changed. still down. So we'll do this. We'll check Spaceship Earth. We'll do Impressions to France. We'll check Spaceship Earth. And as long as nothing goes too wrong, we've got an hour and a half left of the park day. So we'll see. Truly did not stop walking to walk right into the ride vehicle on Imagination. This was 30 minutes earlier. Don't wait that long. Spaceship Earth's still down. Nothing changed in the like 8 minutes it took to get on and off of Imagination. So we're gonna head back into Impressions to France. This is also where I'm gonna grab my dinner since you can't eat during that show. Very nice. It is, I looked it up, an 18-minute show. So it's actually not super, super long. But then we will cross the park again and hope the Spaceship Earth is open. It has been closed for a very, 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 very long time at this point, and I'm not optimistic. But as we walk, I think I am safe to go ahead and make my call on whether or not Lightning Lane Multipass is worth it here in EPCOT. And my answer, unless you're park hopping, I just don't think you need it. You have plenty of time during an EPCOT park day to get through everything. I did every single show today, and odds are you're not watching every show. You probably don't need to see both the American Adventure and Reflections of China. And if you do, you still have time to. And I had time to I spent like 20 minutes in the France Pavilion today, waiting for the show to start. I had a bunch of little 20-minute gaps. I was able to get food to eat in lines and things like that. Obviously, I didn't have a ton of downtime, but again, I did everything. I think that if you're headed to EPCOT, save your money on buying skip the line offering like Lightning Lane Multipass, and instead spend that on something like festival eats or souvenirs, you know? We can even say Lightning Lane Single Pass in this park. The only option for Lightning Lane Single Pass, which is the separate individually priced skip one line for the most popular rides, is for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. And if you get that virtual queue, which if you follow the tips I gave earlier, you should, then you really don't even have to wait that long for Cosmic Rewind. Like I said, I waited under 40 minutes today, and that is the upper end of how long you typically wait with the virtual queue. The other day when I did Guardians of the Galaxy, when I was trying to ride everything in Disney World, I think I waited 10 minutes. Not even. It was very short. So this is me officially saying that do not spend your money on Lightning Lane Multipass in EPCOT unless you really, really can't stomach the line. With Rope Drop, with this last hour of the park day, Remy's is down to 45 minutes now. So you can get pretty short waits even on those more popular rides. And if you're willing to stomach just one 1 hour wait, then you can Rope Drop the other. Not even worry about it. There just aren't enough rides in EPCOT for it to not be okay to grab a fun beverage, get your kid like an ice cream, and do one wait where it's your kind of break time, your snack time. That's what I like to, when I go to the parks for fun, I don't shy away from 1 or 2 45-minute to an hour waits, and that's because that time is a great time to have a beer or have a little snack, you know? So unless you really can't stomach the idea of an hour-long wait, Lightning Lane, not worth it in EPCOT. Save your money. Buy yourself more festival snacks. Festival of the Holidays is coming up. Get yourself some cookies. Amazing timing. Shows in 3 minutes. Impressions of France takes place in the same theater that Beauty and the Beast sing-along takes place in. You can only see it for the first 30 minutes of the morning typically, and the last hour and a half-ish in the evening. 2 minutes until the next show at the Palais du Cinéma. And this is a beautiful film, really beautiful. In fact, this one and Canada Far and Wide are my favorite of the little films in EPCOT. We've obviously seen them all today. This one is really wonderful, and the fact that you can bring a glass of champagne into this theater in the evening, or as I have done with Breedlove, an entire quiche in the morning, makes this a very wonderful experience. There is something to be said for eating a quiche and watching a panoramic film of the beauty of France and the French countryside. But again, like a bunch of these movies, not necessarily a must-do if you find you don't have the time to do it. Impressions to France. Truly like walking right in. How cool is that? Right, okay. Only one more, and hate to say it, but Spaceship Earth is still down. So look up there. Maybe it opens by the time we get there. Maybe not. We'll see. They've got maintenance squad at Spaceship Earth right now. I think this bad boy is staying down. She might be the prettiest girl at the party, but cast members say they don't think she's gonna come up for the rest of the night. They're not sure. So with that, I'm gonna call it. It is about 45 minutes to park close. That is almost every single attraction in Epcot without using Lightning Lane with time to spare. Take that information and do with it what you will. My final step count, 17.3 thousand steps. So not too many, but a lot, still a lot. If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And now go watch my challenge where I try to ride every single ride in Disney World in one day with Disney's new Premier Pass. I'll see you there.